Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Man, I am tickled to death you showed back up. Start this video off, we're gonna get a little something off my chest. I would have had a video for y'all about a week ago, but during the editing process, I found out that there was 53 minutes of usable video with that much audio. And I gotta tell you, a week later, I'm still pretty dead-burned disillusioned about that. Just right up in my crawl area, if you know what I mean. So while I was digging my phone out of the sheetrock, it dawned on me, I have a whole other seat. Why don't you just do the same video on the other seat? We're gonna attempt, anywho, to put this seat in. Truth is, it may go, or may not go, smoother than the first one, seeing how we done been on this rodeo one time. So I'm gonna get you set up, and we're gonna see about getting this seat put in here. Welcome this episode in the garage.
Common problems wash over me and leaves gray in my hair. Some people look and they laugh at me, yeah, but maybe tomorrow will set me free. Man, I didn't like yesterday. The house is dirty and bills are still not paid. Gotta get up, gotta get out. I gotta find me a paper route. You go walk in my shoes and you'll see. Take a look at my world and then you can say, take a walk in my shoes and then you can say, when I look for the dead, my family can smile.
Hindsight being what it is, and the truth, if it were to go ahead and be known, I probably should have started with the passenger seat first, cause I'm pretty gall dang jammed up in here, if you know what I'm trying to say. And I sure would like to not beat the tar off of everything. All right, so as you can see, the seat is in there, but it sure is awfully lopsided, and I'll show you why. Let's get around here. So, on this back leg, we need that hole right yonder down. So, just like the driver's side, we're gonna have to take and lop this thing off from here down to, about a 1/4 inch below this hole at an angle sort of to match this slope, and get this frame sitting as far down towards the bottom as we can get it. We may have to do a little bit of cutting right here as well and get that off because of our what do you call this, transmission tunnel. So I need the seat this way a whole lot more to keep from having to lift that front right corner as much as possible, because I'll show you here, I think you have this part of the floor under most of the seat that goes up, and then you have like a, it's about 1 inch drop down to this area.
I should flag and smile half fading since last I saw you. And I know that your eyes must be faded. The confusion that I've put you through, cause I'm having a breakdown. But I'm not going blue. So can I choose? Well, I don't expect everyone to understand why I'm pen papers in my hand. Yeah. All I ask of you is that you lead me to my rubber room, 'cause I'm having a breakdown. But I'm not going blue. Well, I think I'm having a breakdown. Which oh, can I choose? Can I choose? Well, I know I'll probably walk through brimstone.
All right, already it's looking a lot straighter. It still needs to go over to the right just a little bit, but we'll straighten that out with spacing under that front right side of the seat. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. When we get that right, then we'll be in pretty good shape there. And the back here, it just sets down where it needs to be. So now that we got our spacers made, let's see if I can work my way around this maze. We're gonna get this thing set in the floor and then try to transfer where our bolt is gonna be. And then we'll go from there. It's pretty close to where it's supposed to be. So we'll go ahead, I think, and transfer it right there where it sets. Hopefully I can do this one shot. These are actually going to stay with the car, just like so. And those will be under the carpet, where they'll never, perfect, where they'll never be seen again. I'm using 8mm inserts, and I want to drive those things down even with that sound deadener. If not, I won't have enough metal there to crimp. Ask me how I know that. Well, for Pete's sake, how long are... There it goes. Not really for sure what that pop was, but we're gonna act like it don't matter. and we'll drill these 2 holes. Alright, now those 2 holes will be for the 1/4-20s that are going to hold this down. If you'll notice, I'm sure you have, these things have a countersunk head. So like I said, this will all stay with the car and get covered with carpet. Let's say 348. We'll call it 350. Well, I know that that is the right size. Because you saw me measure it, for crying out loud. Alright, that's what I thought. What'd you do with my other one? Piece, I found it. That's my finger. Look there, made in America. I don't know why I felt the need to add that. Give me just a minute and I'll get this right. There ain't but about 14 different ways it can go. And I'm gonna hit all 13 of the wrong ones. Now we're good. Don't need that tight because we're gonna have to move some stuff around. About time, for Pete's sake. Help me to understand. Now we got our seat where we want it. Let's go ahead and mark this. Looks good to me. I'm gonna make this a little bit easier on myself. Well, I'm sure that microphone just made all kinds of noise because I was laying right on it. more better. All right. Well, got it. All right, we need to scoot this seat up. Does it work? Why, yes it do. So we're gonna have to do our back foot a little bit different than we did on the driver's side. If you'll notice, this hangs off here, and I can't just put a nutsert down in there because it won't pull up tight. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna come in here, drill me a new hole here, and do it that way. I don't want to cut this end off, because if I cut my end off, then our plastic footing from the Lexus won't fit and cover this anymore, because it latches on both of those tabs right there. That looks like a pretty good spot to me. What's an awkward position? Set this thing back in place, and then we got to make a bracket for the other side.
guess I'll just stay until tomorrow. There was a day when love seemed far from here. There was a day when love seemed so clear. With a prayer on the window, pathways extended to tomorrow. Until tomorrow, I'll think of better ways. Until tomorrow, I'll look for brighter days. Until tomorrow, I guess I'll just stay. Until tomorrow, until tomorrow.
All right, last and final hole. Well, help me to understand. Get out of there. Get out of here. Thank you. You can see we made our little bracket here. That's gonna go yawn. You're like, man, that's an awfully big hole. Yeah. I have that effect sometimes. Wah, wah, wah. What are we gonna do to fix that? We're going to use this right here. Hold on a minute and I'll show you. Hold on a minute and I'll show you. For Pete's sake. Just like so, I think. Yep, all right, I'll get the seat back in place and then we'll look at bolting this thing down. Won't you cut the bolt off? Well, help me, for Pete's sake. Can't see nothing. Well, whoever designed this cotton picking contraption ought to have to come over here and put it together, for Pete's sake. I'm gonna cut the bolt off. You know, sometimes I scare myself. So loose ratchet won't work. Let's just do it this way, for Pete's sake. All right. Whew. Good grief. Man, you gotta love building cars. Can't argue that. Finally got this thing mounted. It is in the floor semi-permanently. At least till we get carpet. That works. That works. What does this one do? Seat up. Seat down. And then the back. Looks like an absolute wiener to me. Well, fellers and fellettes, I reckon that's gonna do it. Good grief, what a job. If you made it this far, man, I greatly appreciate it. It's been one weird ride. Got some new subscribers, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit that bell notification. That way you're notified every time I release new content. What else? Leave a comment. Love the comments. And if you're not, and this is something that interests you, well, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And that'll help me out greatly. Don't cost you one red penny. But I believe that's gonna do it. Till next time, y'all go do some work.
Started at a